Welcome back. Powers Hour Live. Sonia had to run out and get a tissue. She got a little teared up during that section. So, here she is. She's coming back.
Did you put the song for me, by the way?
I did. I knew it was your favorite song, Joe. So, we went to break. We were talking a little bit about, the Fit for Mom. And the reason I brought you two, Joe and Sonia, on is I thought you guys have a lot of good things to talk about when we talk about work-life balance. And I think that has a lot to do with the Fit for Mom side as well, where, in real estate, we spend countless hours working. Our schedule's never consistent. We work nights, weekends, whatever it takes to make a good living and take care of our clients. And it can be really hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle where you have time with your kids or your significant other, for yourself. So, Joe, I know you've been really trying to get into the mindset aspect of not just real estate, but your life and making everything that you can and make it the life that you want. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you've changed your mindset to get there?
So, I just mentioned I was married. I got divorced a few years ago. And, I think it's a path that we all take. Real estate, like you mentioned, people that are involved in real estate and they're successful in the business, it's countless hours of working. It's probably 60 to 80 hours at least per week. And, you don't have weekends like anybody else. You don't get off work at 5. Actually, you work more after 5 because you have to cater to people that do 9 to 5. So that creates issues in your relationships if you have kids and if you have a wife and whatnot. So obviously I failed when I was younger, and it was a great lesson, Mm-hmm. From that point on, I really started thinking about it. I'm like, so what should I do in order to have a successful life, not just in a real estate business or money-wise or whatnot. I'm talking about successful life is about having a great life, have a great relationships, people that love you love people, being open to, to become a better human being. So from that day on, I think, the first year was tough because I was really trying to collect pieces here and there and like, where did I fail? What do I have to do now? Mm-hmm. But, with time, moving along, with time, I learned a few things. So I just finished to read a book, Grant Cardone. You know who he is?
Sure, 10 times.
Yeah, 10, exactly. The 10X.
10X, yeah.
So a lot of times we talk about balance in life. Balance. It's so easy to say, oh, I'm a balanced person, or I would like to have a balance in life, or whatnot. I see it a little differently. This guy really opened my mind, okay? What he talks about, more than having balance, is give your 110% on everything you do, okay? Is it easy? Hell no, it's not easy, 110% in your family. You have a spouse? Give her your all. Say, Absolutely. Babe, this is the expectation. I work a lot, but when I'm with you, I'm dedicated to you 110%. Same thing with your child, or your kids, or whoever, or, your family in general, or your colleagues. Sonia is one of my best friends. We're super busy. And when I dedicate the time to be with Sonia, we have fun. I mean, it's just you and I. How many times I get mad about when we touch the phone and we start chatting or working?
He gets upset. He yells at me.
That's why we don't hang out that much, because I can't get off my phone.
This is the point. The point is, guys, to really give 110% on everything you do in life. I have a daughter, Sophia. I have her 3 days a week. When she's with me, I'll do the best I can to make it fun, to have a great relationship, to be there physically. We have a tendency to have this thing in our hands at all times, Absolutely. The phone. We make money with it, and it's a great thing. It's nice to be mobile, to have, to be accessible, to be all over the places. And then somebody can just call you, can have a conversation, close a deal, or make a phone call, which is a great tool. But we forget about really have a conversation. We forget about give your all and be present. Being present, I think, is the key. We're in 2016, guys. We're really losing the touch of being present in the moment. It's funny. People keep taking, videos and over videos and watch basically life going by on a freaking screen, damn it. I mean, just be there and enjoy the moment. Absolutely. Right? Yeah. So, AJ knows I'm very, very passionate about life, about everything I do. So, to go back, what I do and what I learned about it, it's really paying attention to details, and embrace your flaws. I had the tendency to be all over the places, I was, and I'm a little bit, but now I have a calendar and I time block everything. So, the mindset changed a lot. If I am dedicating the time to somebody, I'm present. I'm there. I give you all. I might not give you 40 hours because I'm super busy, but if I give you 6 hours, 8 hours a week, I guarantee you I give you all I have.
Joe, I'm going to cut you off a little bit because you could talk all hour.
I know, right?
Sonia, how do you deal with it? You're 2 kids. You have them the majority of the time, right?
I have about 90%. Yeah.
Yeah. So how, Joe, you got Sophia a couple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You for single mom, Sonia, how does that work for all of the time that you've got to invest with school and all of the after-hour activities, work? I mean, how do you do that?
It's tough. I have a big support system. I have my family, and I feel super lucky to have that because it's almost impossible to work as much as I do and be able to attend to your kids. But when I do have my kids, I do have a schedule. Is just like Joe was saying, is I usually, when my clients call, I put it on my calendar. I say I'm at an appointment. So I tell them I'm at an appointment, and the appointment is my kids, even if it's for a couple of hours. Put my phone away because kids notice those things, and they're going to grow up fast. And if you're not giving them that attention and you're on your phone, you can't. You're going to lose them. And you're not, like I said, they grow up fast, and I try to be there as much as I can. And when I'm not there, it's just my sister's helping out. So if I need some help, like, hey, emergency came up, like this morning, for example, my daughter had to, I missed the doctor's appointment. I didn't know which, I have it on my calendar, but like, hey, I forgot there's a radio show. I'm sick and I can't take her. Can you help me out? She's like, I'm on it. Let's do this. So we just, I have a great support system for that. But my kids are always going to be number one. They're a priority, but I do have to work too. So if I don't have a calendar or schedule, then I'm lost. So yes, I try to balance, but I do wake up at like 4:30 in the morning to do anything for myself.
I know. I see it on Snapchat all the time.
You send each other a text message in the morning, is it?
Well, that's my time. I mean, everybody's asleep. My clients are not calling me, and I go to bed when my kids go to bed. So yes, I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I DVR. There's a ton of DVRs. This is like you're running out of space, but that's neither here or there. But I wake up at 4:30. I have about 4:30 to like 7 o'clock to myself, and then it begins.
Yeah, I think you said it, and that's scheduling time for yourself and creating expectations with your clients, letting them know you have kids, and there's going to be times where you have to do things even though it might not fit their schedule. We're working with our clients, we're going to work with them as much as we can, but there are times when life happens, and you have to put your priorities first, and you're right, family, kids. You're really lucky, Sonia. You've got a lot of family support here. I live alone. My parents are in Northern California. My brother's in San Francisco. So there's, for me, the support system. Like if I leave for a weekend, I need someone to watch my dog. There's things where
Right.
it becomes more difficult than it really needs to be. But I agree where I'm really trying hard. As we're growing as a company, to actually take as much time off as I can right now before we get too busy, and I'm trying to take Sundays to where I don't work at all. And that's really hard not to have a showing or a appointment on any day, and especially on the weekend. So setting that expectation of I'm not going to be available on Sundays, so let's do it on Saturday, let's do it on the evenings, I'll make it work, but I need this day for myself. And that's really been a key for me to try and breathe and have my own time. Erin, what's your schedule like? I know you said you have morning and evening classes with Fit for Mom. You've got the babies. What's your schedule like?
I'm very lucky in that I can bring my kids with me to work, so that's a nice part. But so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I teach stroller strides at Hollandia Park in San Marcos, and then starting up here soon, I'm going to be actually opening up a body back location, which is the one that is in the evenings and early mornings to accommodate all moms. We're actually opening a location in Escondido as of October 11th. And it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, and I'm going to be teaching at 6:30 each night. And then I typically actually will fill in. So like if other moms can't make it to other classes, I typically fill in on Tuesday and Thursday. So I mean, for the last at least couple months, I've been teaching at least a class 5 days a week. But I'm lucky in that I can bring my kids with me to work. But I am pretty involved, I would say, at least once with Fit for Mom in some way each day besides Sunday. Sunday is definitely my one day off as well. And then when I'm not teaching, I actually working out is my happy place. I played sports in college, and like working out has always been a part of me. And so I personally go to body back classes at night if I'm not teaching.
So the reason that you fill in all the time, and I can tell, is because you're passionate about it. That's
Absolutely.
what you like to do, and that's how Joe, Sonia, and I are with real estate. You know, it's really hard for us actually to sit down, even without phones, and not talk about real estate.
Right.
You know, it's like that's all we want to talk about, and it's really hard sometimes, especially for me. It's just my personality. That's what I want to talk about because I love it so much, and it's really all that I think about the majority of the time. So it's how do you get yourself out of your passion for you, Erin, it's great. It's what you love and it makes you happier. For us, sometimes it's a stress that we need to get away from.
Yeah.
And that's what I find the difficult part in real estate is that balance.
Yeah, and I've been in the corporate world, and it's a night and day difference between. I mean, I'm lucky in that I am as passionate as I am, but I've been in your shoes as well and had to cut it off at some point. I mean, there was a point where I was working 70 hours a week in the business world, and it was like, okay, this is going to be here tomorrow. Like, I need to just take a moment and decompress, or else you just burn yourself out and you're no use to anybody.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I will say I've been trying to do a lot more is prioritize. And there's a list of things that have to get done today, and then there's things that can get done tomorrow.
Yep.
And when you realize if I leave at 6 or I leave at 7, as long as everything that has to be done today is done, it's okay. That's something that's really hard for me, where there were weekends I'd be at the office till 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and I just realized that it's just not healthy.
It's a never ending. I mean, in our business, there's always something that you have to do. There's a new client, a past client. Then you want to do a new, postcard, and you're going to design that. So there's so many hats you're going to put on. So what I really discovered in the last couple of months is to delegate. We always, actually all three have this problem in common. We can't let go. So I personally actually realized that, embraced it, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to let it go. It's like, what am I really good at? So I start writing down the things that I enjoy doing, that I have to do even if I don't enjoy it, and things that I cannot do because I can't stand it. So I hired a few people. Now I have a bunch of people in my group working with me, and I just delegate. I'm like, hey, you got to do this. Is your job description. You do this. You do this because I don't like it. So this needs to be done, so I have to do it anyways, but just keep in mind that eventually you have to do it. So, and that's what I've been doing, and honestly, that took so much stress out of my head or my plate. And I've been enjoying life a little more, honestly. I mean, I've been doing a bunch of Facebook Live and motivational speeches over there on Facebook, and I think it's about the big change as well. Going back to that, it's like the first 30 to 45 minutes when you wake up, it's where you have to do a shift in your mind. So this is I think what I found beneficial is actually watch something that's inspirational. The first 20, 30 minutes. Many times the first thing we do is grab the phone and look at your emails, right? Do you have that problem?
Absolutely.
Right?
Even I have that
Yeah,
problem.
we all do.
Absolutely, yeah.
So instead of doing that, watch something that's motivation, something that motivates you. So somebody like, I don't know, like Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn or something like that.
Turn around and kiss your kids first.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
or
I've
your
been doing.
spouse, which is beautiful.
I don't have that.
Well,
Okay.
We've got 2 more segments we can talk about that, Sonia.
so I think that makes a big difference, and you're really setting your day for success. So because you're just listening to these powerful people talking about positive things. So there's all about, your morning routine is positive. So there is no other ways than being positive. So I've been sharing that with a lot of people lately, and I feel great, man. I really do.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. There's a couple handful of videos that I really, really enjoy watching over and over and over, and there's just a message in it, people that I look up to, and just that sign of I can get past whatever I'm going through today to make it a better scenario tomorrow or in a year, whatever it might be. I actually really want to get back when we come back from this break and talk a little bit about growing and hiring and making sure that you do the things that you really love. So we're going to go to our second break here. Powers Hour Live, 1700 AM, ESPN